The Men's Talk Show for men and the women that love them.
Welcome. This is the Men's Talk Show. Today we're in a different location. We are in Tete Wine and Groom. It is always exciting to come to your homes and speak to you about things and issues that relate to men. With me here is my colleague, Stephen, Coach Stephen.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Welcome, good evening, and welcome our viewers. This is a fantastic time to do this, and we continue to bring you the best and only the best for the men.
Absolutely, we care about men. Sometimes we as being men and being leaders in society, sometimes we focus on the girl child and we focus on our ladies and taking care of them. And sometimes nobody really thinks about the man.
The boys,
the boy
gentleman,
child.
the boy child. You know, we equally also need that help and push. It's not always, there's nobody who comes in to tell us what to do and how to handle a situation. And but here we are. We
Talking
still have
about
to
men.
make things happen, and we're talking about men, and it's important for us. For example, we need to talk about men on how they do their love language. We need to talk about men on how the drug abuse happens.
Yeah.
We need to talk about men.
How they run their families, how they face issues of drug abuse in their home. We have to talk about men. Tonight, as a matter of fact, we have very exciting segments coming. So please stay on to the end of the program because we'll talk about tribalism. And I had an opportunity to sit down with the Smata, and we spoke about tribalism and he went into detail. These are the responsibilities of men, to put society right, to provide leadership. And leadership is not just at the presidential level. No. It's at the level in the home. What these issues that affect society, men must provide leadership in the home. Then we'll talk about love language with Doc Francis Ngenda Spal. And it's a beautiful topic that you want to stay and talk about. What's the other topic we're dealing with?
The other topic we're talking about drug abuse, and we took time to discuss this topic with Matthias Kamanga from the DEC, Drug Enforcement Commission, and he gave us a broad picture of what really happens and how the Drug Enforcement Commission helps and I've got a program for parents to help them to put their erring children or any child that has gone into drug abuse to put them in track. So this is a fantastic program you want to watch. If you have a child that has been abusing alcohol, has been abusing smoke, chamba or any of those things, has been abusing any other medicine that you give them, prescribed or non-prescribed medicine, Kamanga comes in and gives us a solution and a roadmap. I had a fantastic moment with Kamanga and we hope to see this happen, and we had a chat.
You know what, Stephen? Instead of just preempting everything, let's go to Urban Yard in Kalundu, where Stephen had a chat with Mr. Kamanga from DEC.
Grooming is an important part of our lives. When preparing for the Men's Talk Late Night Show, we go to Tete Wine and Groom.
To discuss this issue, I have a very important man with me from the Drug Enforcement Commission, Mr. Matthias Kamanga. Mr. Kamanga, please welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks very much. It's great to be part of the Men's Talk.
Fantastic. We want to look at the situations where we can get information out of the Drug Information you call yourselves DEC,
Drug Enforcement
Commission. Yes. Fantastic. I almost got my tongue there whether I'm scared about being arrested or not. You know, you need to be.
Unfortunately, we have that reputation, but
but we need to change that.
Friendly also.
Fantastic for being friendly. So my first question to you, sir, is what is drug abuse?
Okay, so let me start by defining abuse. Abuse is a combination of two words, which is abnormal and usage.
Correct.
So when you put them together, it's abuse, abnormal use. So drug abuse, when you add the drug there, it simply refers to the abnormal use of drugs. Now, there is a normal use of drugs, as you may understand, and as everyone may know, because when you're sick, you have a headache or something, you need a Panadol, you need a painkiller, you need something. So there is a normal use for drugs, for some drugs. Let me be specific. So abnormal use, abuse, comes in when you begin to use the drugs in an abnormal way, in a way that is not prescribed.
Right.
For instance, if it is a proper drug that you're supposed to use, that you can buy off the counter,
like codeine.
Well, before we get to codeine, let's start with Panadol.
Panadol, okay.
And then you begin to take more than what has been prescribed.
Even Panadol becomes an abuse.
Even Panadol can be abused.
Fantastic.
Now, drugs are at three different levels. There is the normal one, which you can buy even off the counter. Then there is what we call the controlled one, where you need a prescription for you
Doctor's
to get
prescription.
it. Doctor's prescription. The reason they give a prescription, it's because that particular drug is a little more highly addictive than the first category. And so that's where you find things like Valium, which is diazepam. You find morphine, which they only use in theaters and the like to reduce high pain and the like.
Yes.
And then there is the ones that are prohibited. The prohibited ones are those ones where you do not have any excuse or any reason to be found with such drugs. And at the moment, cannabis is one of them. Heroin is one of them. And
can a doctor prescribe cannabis?
No, they cannot.
Okay.
Not even with the coming in of the new law, where there is the legalization of
farming
of farming cannabis for medicinal purposes.
Fantastic.
That law was enacted, but it was not given a commencement date. So meaning that it is still legal for anyone to cultivate cannabis at the moment.
Allow me to ask you another question. Is drug abuse a real problem in Africa? Or is it just in Zambia where we have it?
It is a real problem across Africa and specifically in Zambia. In Zambia, we started off as a transit point where drugs would come from Europe, they would go to South Africa, or they would come from South Africa and they would go to Europe and the other places. But it has now become a consumer where drugs are being produced, some of them here, and others are being exported out of this country, and others are being abused right in this
country. And I know that the DC are doing a lot of work about it to try and reduce this issue, and a lot of people get arrested and all that. But what help is available to families in the event that there's a drug abuse in their homes, like my house, or your house, or Pessy's house, or Brian's house? You have a child, and that child has been drinking alcohol, maybe mixing chamba and all that. What help is there from Drug Enforcement Commission? Okay,
so now let me start by mentioning the law that we enforce in terms of the drug space, which is the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, number 35 of 2021. This law was enacted early this year, and the beauty of this law is that even before we had the powers to do the counseling and rehabilitation, but it was not enshrined in the law. But starting early this year, this has become law for the Drug Enforcement Commission to offer prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation. So the prevention programs that we have are for us to educate the masses on the dangers of drug abuse. The treatment aspect is where, when you have a child or anyone that is hooked to drugs, you can bring them forth so that we can assist them, we can offer them counseling services, we can offer them some treatment to a certain extent. And in this regard, we work with the University Teaching Hospital, we work with Chainama and other health institutions. And that treatment that we offer is free of charge. Fantastic. So you just bring the child, we come up with a program, and as they adhere to that program and they go through we pray that at the end of it all, they actually get out of that problem. So far, we've had a very good success rate. I think from the beginning of the year up to now, we have cancelled about 777 people.
You mean all these?
Yes, definitely. And that's across the country. And in terms of relapses, we only had one that we have recorded so far. So it's quite a good.
So you're being effective. It's 99%.
Yes, we are doing quite well in that regard.
Fantastic.
And so the other aspect now, which is the rehabilitation. Remember, I said prevention, treatment, and rehab.
Rehabilitation.
We do not currently have a rehab center where we can take people for rehabilitation, but we are trying to build one. As a matter of fact, we were given some land, about 1,000 hectares in Chinga province, where we will be constructing a national rehab center. And this rehab center will assist us in ensuring that we don't only conduct rehabilitation facilities, but we also offer skills transfer facilities where we can train whoever is hooked to drugs in skills.
Yeah, because basically they are not busy with something, so they get busy with drugs.
That's where the biggest problem is, actually. It's because you are having people that have so much time on their hands, and especially when you talk about the youth who are supposed to be employed and are not in employment. They have too much time on their hands, and like they say, an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Fantastic.
You find these ideas start coming through as they are watching TV, and unfortunately, our artists do not make it so easy because they'll look probably smoking marijuana looks so cool.
So cool in the video,
in the video, and people want to try it out. And I'd like to appeal to those of us that have this influence to use it positively.
Fantastic.
Because as you are doing that, you do not know how many people you are reaching out to. And as you are reaching out to those people, you are creating a future, the future of this country, which is embedded in the youth that are growing up in our society.
In conclusion, how can a parent watching us right now reach you, be able to get in touch with you incognito, where they can call and say, look, I have a problem? It's not for public consumption, it's just you and the parent. How can they reach you?
First and foremost, before I go to how they can reach us, there is the aspect where we have a program to train parents in family and parenting skills.
Fantastic.
Now, you understand that it's not easy to identify when a child is
going into
drugs in the first place if you do not have the skills. And so as a commission, we have a program targeted at parents. So we go to churches, to different groupings, and we bring parents together. We teach them on what traits can they look out for in their children that can indicate that a child is on drugs or maybe hooked on drugs, and also to give them some lessons so that you have somewhere to start from when you are talking to your children about drug abuse. This is a subject that must be talked about at every time. I think most of us look at our children as being saints.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah, and we want to wait until a certain age.
A certain age and all that.
And yet these are children that are exposed to
so
television, to social media, and all these things, and they are seeing these things from these places. And so the longer you wait, the more danger you have in your house of having this case. And if you're having this problem, please contact us. Whatever information you share with us is confidential. The counseling that we do is done in highly confidential environments where we do not disclose any details. And if you would like to get in touch with us, you can call us on 0955 684343, 0955 684343, or indeed 0211 255 114, and somebody will actually attend to you so that you can get the help that you need in this regard.
Mr. Matthias Kamanga discusses with us the drug abuse.
Hey, welcome back. But before we continue, I just have a word of inspiration for men. The one thing that we need to appreciate about men is that they take the burden for society. So if you're a man out there and you feel maybe you're not appreciated, maybe you feel
way.
that you're working too hard and no one is
noticing.
I would like you to know that sometimes all that matters is the results that you bring.
Correct.
Many times people will talk, people will, will expect appreciation in terms of words, but I'll tell you what, find your comfort in the change and in the impacts that you're bringing. As you raise your family, as you provide leadership in the community, in the church, maybe at the workplace, maybe in your political party, wherever you are, it may look insignificant, but someone is being inspired. A life is being changed. Be inspired by the impact that you're bringing. We talk so much about the girl child, we talk so much about women's rights, and very few people pay attention to the burden that a man carries.
The Men's Talk Show for men and the women that love them.
Let's go and deal with an issue of tribalism. I always wonder what's going on in this society.
What's going on
when we're talking about tribalism? Stephen, do you know that in my home, it's very difficult for my children to even say which tribe
they belong? Yeah, I know you.
Because my grandfather was in Ndebele. My grandmother on my dad's side was Lamba, and she was actually half Lamba, half Kaonde. My mother is also coming from a mixed couple, and my wife is not the same tribe as I am. So now we don't. What tribe is our children? Exactly. So the conversation around tribalism and the way we've tried to use tribalism for political gain,
smear it with something nice and what. Let's call it black and white. It's useless. Let's talk about it. We are one tribe, and that's Zambia. Exactly. And even when we talk about balancing, what are you balancing? We are 72 tribes. We are 72 tribes in this country. So you cannot have the cabinet, which is 32 seats available, and then you say you're balancing. What are you balancing? What's the difference between 32 and 72? Let's not talk about anything. Let's just say that Zambian, we all must be Zambian, and we are just Zambian. And one tribe,
but Stephen, I would like to take it further. We are not just Zambian.
Yeah.
We are African.
We are African.
All that matters is that we are African. Yeah. And Africans are not just black. Yeah. They are Africans of Asian origin and Caucasian origin. Some have been born here. Color of your skin doesn't matter. The language you speak doesn't matter. What matters is that you're on there, on Mother Africa. You are African. And so let's talk to Smarter again. We had a beautiful conversation. I spoke to Smarter again at Urban Yard. Mr. Smarter. It's
Smarter.
Mr. Smarter. You know, I'm just coming back from Western Province. I was in Mongu for a few days. It was exciting. I learned a few Lozi words.
Oh, okay.
Like Shangwe. Oh, Shangwe. All right, so thank you for joining us on the Men's Talk Show. Today, we want to talk about tribalism. In the last few weeks in Zambia, it's been the topic. And I've been following you on your Facebook page, because you know we've been friends for a long time, and I see you talking about tribalism. Is tribalism a real issue in Zambia, or is just politics?
It's a real issue worldwide. It's not just in Zambia or Africa, it's everywhere. And some of the root causes of wars and the trouble that you find is because of it. So it's a real thing.
What are your, if you compare what is happening in Zambia and what we have seen in history from Rwanda, for example, do you think we would be in danger of heading that direction?
I'll put it this way. I believe that Zambia is built on two faults. Major catastrophic faults which, if they erupt, we will have problems. One of them is tribalism, and the other one is the Barbershop agreement. Now, that other one for another time. But the point is that unless we have a truth and reconciliation on the Barbershop agreement, it's a fault. It's almost like San Francisco that has been built on a crack in the earth, and any time it could erupt. Tribalism is the other one. For a long time, we have not dealt with it straight. We've introduced words like tribal balancing. To me, those are misnomers. What do you mean tribal balance? Where can you balance tribe? What is tribal balancing? Is the substitution of a Lozi for a Tonga tribal balancing? Is the substitution of a Bemba for an Elala, an Ila tribal balancing. We don't know what we're talking about. We've never known. Why? Because nobody has ever measured what is tribal balancing. And Kaunda tried. He tried to keep us thinking he's balancing. But if you look at his first cabinet in 1964, out of 16 there were 4 losses. Is that tribal balancing? And in a sense, my picture in my mind is that he actually did a lot of clean the carpet and the rubbish underneath. And then the FTJ comes in the situation. All he did was to lift the carpet. And since then, really, we've just been talking around it. And it's there.
What can we do? What can we do? What do we as families need
First
to
of
do?
all, I think we need to accept that tribe is a God-given, like family, like skin color. Did you apply to God?
No, absolutely.
Did you apply to God
absolutely
for your tribe?
No, absolutely.
No, it's a given.
Sometimes I think I should have been born in Brazil. It would have been so nice to be in Brazil in summer.
I'm happy with Zambia.
I am a proud Zambian. Let it be known.
I'm happy that he chose Silozi or the language Silozi for me. I have never regretted it. Never.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there's only one moment.
Yes. Now, again, I still feel the issue of tribalism is something that we deal with in ignorance. Would you agree? Because think about it. There are people like Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe who feel that they were undermined because of, and it is,
everybody feels that way.
Yes,
a lot of Lozi speaking people, and especially politicians I've met, really feel like the Lozis have not ever been given that opportunity. I've heard it from even Bemba speaking people. I've heard it from Tonga speaking people. So
why is everybody complaining?
Well, because of this misnomer, tribal balancing. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So when there are appointments, for instance, in the country, 10. So people do not think of 10 good, hardworking result producers. No, they think of,
what tribe is he?
How many tribes are here? But my brother, where does it stop? For instance, we have a Lozi-speaking person in the Minister of Finance. Are you with me? But if you go to Western Province itself, there are 33 tribes. He's coming from only one of them.
Exactly.
So the other 32 are not happy that they are not in the cabinet also. You get the point?
And we can't have 72 people in the cabinet.
Where does it stop? Let's just look for good people that are result-oriented, that will take this country forward. Absolutely. There is a place for tribe. It's a linkage. Just like families. Yes. Did you choose your family?
No.
You didn't apply to
I'm just lucky I have good parents.
You see the point? Now, if you're going to use that fortunate position you've got against other families, you're practicing an ism. You see that? There's nothing wrong with tribe. What is wrong is ism. Yes. Tribalism.
Yes.
That is where I begin to judge you on the basis of your
tribe.
Then I'm practicing tribalism.
Yeah.
You get the point?
Yeah.
But
it's a danger, isn't it? It's a useless danger. It's a useless.
Where do you stop?
Think about it. In my home, we don't even know what tribe we are because my grandfather was a different tribe. My grandmother on my father's side was a different tribe.
One of my daughters, I said to her, honey, what tribe are you? She said, Lozi. I said, you are Lozi. What word do you know in Lozi? He says, but that's my father's tribe. You see? Now, and then tomorrow she'll be discriminated because of her surname?
Yeah, when she can't even speak the language.
So even when it comes to appointments, I am a strong believer that the president should be allowed to choose the right people for the right job. So on the 5 years from today when we blame him, it's his fault. Not where those people came from.
Absolutely.
There's been a circular or a list of names going around of PSS and diplomats, and mostly came from, in brackets, Eastern and the Northern province. Then I said to myself, we'll see what will happen. If you remove those people from the list based on the fact that they're coming from Eastern or Northern, you're a tribalist. You're practicing tribalism.
Your intentions are there.
Because remove them from that list based on competence, results. Did they perform in the
not?
jobs that they were given? Yes. Now, if they are still there, everybody else should wait. Unless you create more jobs. Are you with me?
That's right.
And then too, I was giving the example of my big brother and my former lecturer and teacher in the Ministry of Finance. Let's assume tomorrow he resigns or is fired. God forbid he dies. Are you with me? So
not
the
going
president
to die.
then immediately...
He's got an economy to
Oh,
fix.
yes. The president immediately decides, no, there is a branch Rufia there who can do this job. Immediately, that is not tribal balancing.
Yeah.
Immediately.
So we cannot
So why are we
entertain.
dealing with this thing?
Yeah, we cannot entertain the idea of tribal balance.
Yeah.
If someone is competent, in fact, as we go towards the end, it brings me to the issue of partisanship as well.
That's a tribe, by the way.
Exactly.
Parties are tribes.
Yeah.
Why? What do I mean? If you look up the word tribe, it's actually a linkage. The other word you can use is linkage.
Yes.
Linkage on what? Social, economic, culture, religious.
Yeah.
For instance, churches. Churches are tribes.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
You're
That's
Catholic.
that's a true definition of tribe.
I'm Pentecostal.
Yes.
You are Jehovah's Witness. Those are tribes. Now, the moment I begin to look down on Catholics, on Jehovah's Witnesses,
That's the
based
nature of
on my
tribalism.
tribe as a Pentecostal, are you with me? That is the tribalism. And by the way, the tribalism we should watch against in this country, which is even much more thicker than the one based on language and social background and region, is the partisanship. That one is bitter.
Because recently I was so excited to hear that that there will be no political parties in stations and markets. Then suddenly we are hearing they are going back. Now you're wondering which party is going to be allowed in the stations and which party is going to be allowed.
Here's my little caution to you. From
Partisanship.
all the days from UNIP to this day, in the ruling party, you'll always find a agitator. Each party, UNIP had one, MMD had them, PF had them, now UPND, who may want to go against policy. Are you with me? But he'll be sorted out and placed. I mean, yesterday's the president's address addressed the issue. So now it's underground. Are you with me? Now, when you are going
because
to
that's the nature. That is how partisanship begins to rear its ugly head, where you have and this is
or even if I am appointed tomorrow, then he was not UPND this one. He was even against. He was a PF cadre. That is tribalism. They are practicing tribalism against me. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Because
you need to be given, even if you are DP or UNIP or
if
you can perform, you can be given a job by any political party.
What tribe is the food when it reaches your stomach? What tribe is the shelter?
Food
what
is
tribe
protein.
is the job?
No,
I'm asking.
Yeah.
What tribe are those things?
Yeah, they don't know no tribe.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
In fact, I like to, when I'm chatting with friends, I say, guys, what tribe are street kids? Are you with me?
Because life happens to everybody.
Right. So if I don't care whether you are one of the 71 or you are non-tribal, what I care most is that I have water in my home, I have peace. These are the things I care
And
about.
these are the things that unite us.
And whoever is given that job to do, that's what I'm going to use as a thermometer of his test.
Because that should be the measure of
Not
leadership.
tribe.
Yes.
By the way, there's also negative tribalism. Where now, for instance, President HH, my other cousins will start feeling like they are not getting jobs. He's qualified for the job, but he will not get it because he's Tonga. I mean, that is negative tribalism.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
You see a point? I remember once asking for a job somewhere. A few weeks later, I was told, no, your brother said I can't give you the job because if he does, he will be seen to be a tribalist. That was negative. That's the only time I regretted being lousy, because I needed the job. You get the point?
Wow. This can be a conversation that I think one of these days, as the main talk show travels around the villages and into the national parks and looking at beautiful areas where we want to take the show, we should go together. Probably in Buloziland, somewhere near the
by
bridge,
the way,
and
we
sit there and
Kwangwas also complain.
Yeah.
I think I know of only two Kwangwa ministers from independence.
But honestly speaking, I don't think it is healthy.
No, it
for
isn't.
this country to
It's a
to be
cancer.
made-
My,
yes, a
my-
cancer.
My good friend, and the cancer should be sorted out the moment it appears.
That's right.
Are you with me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we always have limited time for topics on this show.
Grooming is an important part of our lives. When preparing for the Main Talk Late Night Show, we go to Tete Wine and Groom.
Welcome back. After such a wonderful discussion from Smata, discussing the issue of tribalism and putting it as straight as it is. So we have one tribe, Zambian, and we must be proud to be Zambian. We must be proud to be African. Let's build our Zambia and focus our energy towards what is important and developmental. All right, talking about this and that doesn't help. Forget about it. For now, we need to focus and refocus our mind towards what is right. So we took time to discuss love language. What is love language? How do we harness the love language? We've seen so many families and so many divorces happening and so many single parents and single mothers, but there must be some love language between couples that are surviving
The question
and couples that are
is,
coming.
what is love language? And Stephen, when we come back,
Yeah.
I want us to talk about what your prominent love language is.
Yeah, yeah,
and I'll
yeah.
probably hint on what the prominent love language that I understand clearly or I speak in clearly.
Probably
Because-
you need to give me your wife's love language.
we'll see if you get like it, Stephen. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Love Doc
Yeah.
broke it down for
Wrote
us.
it down. I had an opportunity to discuss this with Love Dog. Let's have a look at what Love Dog did. On our relationship segment, we discuss issues to do with love language. All right. So Love Dog has proposed, or a lot of relationship experts have proposed about five love languages that we could focus on and discuss and see how it helps. The idea behind this is that we want to see how you can develop your relationships and how men can become better and how women can also do better for men. And so to discuss this momentous and wonderful topic, I have Love Doc in the house. This is no other than Francis Ngenda Mutompe, as we call him. Yes, sir. Welcome to the set.
Thank you so much, Coach Stephen.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
To begin with, when we discuss issues to do with love language, what are we talking? What do we mean love language?
So, like you mentioned in your preamble, a lot of love coaches, relationship coaches, marriage coaches have coined languages that kind of control the relationship of two people. Of course, we're talking male and female. And some writers came up with even some books on love languages.
Yeah.
And they came up with 5.
Yeah.
Okay? And the 5 are words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, and touch. And then gifts.
Then
Okay?
gifts.
Yes. So,
Can we elaborate each one of them? What we mean by them?
of course, if we are looking at acts of affirmation,
Yeah.
it's where I'm pretty sure we've heard women complain to say, when I'm coming from the salon,
No one
no
told
one
me.
tells me anything, you know. Probably wherever she was coming,
Yeah.
the Caponias were like, our sisters,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Complimenting all the way.
She's getting these acts of affirmation from somewhere else. And these are things that people in relationships must make sure that they do. They give acts of
Affirmation.
They affirm about beauty, they affirm about all those things that you used to say because when we are eyeing this woman, there are certain things, because we know that women fall in love by hearing, you know what I mean?
Hearing, not by receiving.
No. Receiving was akakudiela.
Yes.
Yes, so we tend to tell them, your eyes are so beautiful, I like your lips, and then when they are ours, we stop saying these things. Someone else starts saying these things, and they definitely fall in love with this person. So
again.
We need to maintain
Then the words of affirmation.
Yes, that's the reason why they say maintain the fact of whatever you were doing when you were dating.
Fantastic.
Maintain dating.
So you continue. I don't know if I can mention this. There's a certain politician. I don't know. I need to call him one day to see if I can use him to talk about it. He has maintained the dating. He paints Facebook with it. He loves his woman. You know, it's like he's the only Zambian in love. You know.
And that's good.
We can't mention his name for now.
I know, of course, that people use these love languages differently.
Yeah.
Some people want to put it out there on social media, and there is an argument, a school of thought.
By the way, I've never seen you post your wife.
Of course, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah.
Some people would not want to use social media to affirm, because at the end of the day, they still affirm. They still give these affirmations to their partners away from social media.
Yeah.
Sometimes using it for social media is like you're trying to cover up something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're telling the
it's
world.
A reverse psychology of something.
You know what I mean? You're telling the world that doesn't even care about your marriage or your relationship. You know what I mean? Of course, as a love dog, probably I need to encourage some people.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But for a fact, I do affirm. I do give affirmations to my wife.
Act of service.
Act of service. There are a lot of things that both men and women need to do for their partners. Look, when you have money and you're passing through a mall, some shops in town, and then you see this lovely shirt, you see this lovely tie, you see this lovely dress, you see this lovely necktie, you need to think of your partner. You know what I mean? Oh, she would look nice in this dress. Oh, my hubby would look nice in this shirt. And if you have got money, buy. You know what I mean? Buy that. I know that it falls in gifts, but you are doing a service, because once you look nice, coach, on TV like this, you know what I mean? There are a lot of things that we need to do. Are you picking your woman from work?
Yeah.
For lunch? Are you picking your woman from... Sometimes, even if you've got two vehicles, pack one and just
Are you helping her to cook or clean up?
Are you helping her to wash? Because in most cases, these days, women will be like, no, me, I can't be a maid for my husband. You know what I mean? But what you're trying to say here is that I cannot do service
to this man.
Yes, because this is your first priority, not your child, not your mother, not your father. Your husband is your first priority. You are the one that you are one with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the acts of gifts, let's talk about it. So it's so close to acts of service.
Yes, it's close, of course. But gifts now is where you definitely buy stuff for your partner. You think, I had a very good friend of mine. So each time we go somewhere, if we buy lollipops.
It's all right. It's all right.
Lollipops.
Yeah.
He would sack just half or half of it, and keep the rest for the wife. Whatever we buy, if it's crisps, you eat some.
Okay, are we thinking about COVID? Are we thinking about diseases or something?
No. Whether there's COVID or not, the fact is you still need to kiss your wife, you still need to hug your wife, you still need to sleep with your wife. Are you going to run away from all these things?
We need clarity from Ministry of Health to tell us whether we should.
Are you going to run away from all these things because of these diseases? You know what I mean?
Yes.
You are one at the end of the day. So
fantastic.
He would keep all these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Each time you are with him, when he sees something nice that he thinks the wife would appreciate, even when people are passing, these guys who sell shoes and all, he sees shoes, he'll be like, my wife would look nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, this is love. I know.
So basically, you are preoccupied with your partners.
Yes. When you see things that matter to your partner, you know what I mean? But in most cases, we always want to downplay that, and we always want to kill it by saying,
Arianda Pitchcourt or something.
Yes, you know what I mean?
Quality time. What do we mean by quality
time? In most cases, we spend time with our friends, and we spend minimal time with our partners. But we need to create this quality time, because quality time creates memories. You know what I mean? Even when maybe you are sick and the unfortunate happens, you die.
Yeah.
These are the moments that now your partner starts
remembering and
missing. But if
you
don't spend quality time with your partner, what memories are you creating?
So probably what causes heartbreak is quality time, yeah?
In most cases, of course, it's a combination of these love languages.
All these.
Yes, but if you don't spend time with your partner, you are departing away from each other. You know what I mean? And you are creating a void which someone somewhere is going to come and
replace.
Yes.
So it becomes a vacancy.
Going to occupy.
The language touch.
Of course, touch is very important. I've visited couples. There are a lot of chairs or sofas in this house, but they'll sit together. You are seated alone there, and they're busy touching each other. You see the hand is in the shirt, you know what I mean? And I'm like, but at the end of the day, I realized, that's the way they connect. You know what I mean? And all these love languages.
I want to put you on the spot. Have you ever heard of a person you meet them? The wife is 2 meters away from them or 3 meters away. They are walking, and then they have no option but to introduce the wife. And then they go like, "This is my wife. Imagine." So do they practice the touch?
Well, once someone introduces their partner like that, I would tell that there are a lot of issues and
love language missing.
They need counseling. They need to be talked to, and a lot of people, more especially here in Zambia, need to be talked to about marriage because they just think marriage is just about staying with someone. You know what I mean? And then nothing. You don't do things for your partner. I can't wake up at 04 to put water for my partner. I can't cook for my partner. We need to find a maid. And I've always said a maid is very important, but don't let your maid
be the priority.
You know what I mean?
Replace the wife.
The act of service. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the reason why some people end up getting their maids, because this is a person that is doing a lot of service to the husband. While you, as a wife, it's like you have a garden boy and he's the one who buys presents, the one who provides. You know what I mean? Then what's the purpose of you being a husband in that home?
What do you think is the most prominent love language amongst African men? And also, what is your love language? What's your prominent?
I think prominence with men is
black
touch.
Yeah, African touch,
and not the touch that is building.
The relationship.
Yes, this is the touch that when they just want
satisfying.
To have. Yes, they just want to have sex, so to say.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
After that, there's no more touch. There's nothing. So, to me, I think it's all lust.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's all lust.
We must be mindful that probably this love language of touch should be for couples. I think. Married people. Of course, we are not denying the fact that
whatever we do when we are dating develops.
Okay.
Into something good when you marry. So of course you can touch when you are dating, but you don't go beyond. You know what I mean? You only go beyond when you get married.
So what is your love language? Your prominent one.
I think acts of affirmation.
Okay.
I've not departed from that.
You still tell the wife you look nice, baby.
Beautiful eyes, beautiful lips.
She's watching. She's gonna watch this one.
Yes, of course.
Fantastic.
Because she's beautiful, and
it
doesn't change when you get married to them.
Yeah.
Yes, so you need to continue telling them, because your children now will take over and, "Mommy, you look pretty. Mommy, you are just quiet."
You're just quiet. Fantastic.
And Wakaponya also take
What
over.
is your last word advice to men over this love language?
So men must make sure that they read, they check about these love languages and practice them. They need to practice this. And in most cases, genuine women respond. You know what I mean? So it's like submission. A woman responds, submits to the love she's been given. So when you do these acts of love languages, women respond accordingly, and you create that relationship that you want. This
is the men's talk show.
That was a tantalizing conversation on love languages. And I'm so excited because many of us men tend to pull back.
Man, when you look
and just stay quiet and do nothing.
It's just a very nice setting to talk about love language. Urban Yard, man.
Absolutely.
Fantastic place.
Let me just give a shout out to Urban Yard.
Crew and staff.
Kalundu.
Yeah.
On what's the name of the road?
Lusiwasi, I think.
Lusiwasi Road.
I am not sure if I've pronounced the word correctly.
The address and their phone number is going to scroll down on the screen just now.
Yeah.
Beautiful location.
Yeah.
Great food. And just a wonderful place for you to take your lover, your wife.
And go and do some love language.
Yeah, right there. Beautiful. If you want to swim, there's a swimming pool.
Yeah.
They do great cakes, great food.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Urban Yard for letting us be in your
the management.
space.
I don't want to mention names because they didn't give us the rights to talk about their names. So we can.
But it's a beautiful
But
location.
it's a beautiful location.
I would encourage men to think about going
Yeah.
to urban yard
Yeah.
and taking your
Take your wife
lovers
there. Go and have some fantastic. You want pizza? You can see them making it. It's fantastic. It's a nice place.
Open kitchen.
Open kitchen.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, what's your most prominent love language?
For me, it's words of affirmation
Ah.
and touch.
You
I love this.
You like your echo massage.
Me like massage with affirmations and proper touch. You know where you know there's no harm in you recognizing when I'm with you. You don't have to be very far away from me. So there has to be that.
Yeah.
So that little touch helps a lot.
Yeah.
Apart from the touch, the words of affirmation every day. Tell me I look handsome. Tell me Tete made me look nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we coming to you from Tete in North Mid.
Tete
And don't I
wine
look
and
handsome? Don't I look handsome?
Actually,
and
this
awesome?
space that you're seeing here,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
we are seated, this
Yeah.
is Tete Wine and Groom. It's a beautiful barbershop in North Mid.
In North Mid.
And their contact number will scroll on the screen so that you can call them. And their address we'll give you the address right at the bottom of the screen so that you can go and have your haircut. Steve,
What is your prominent love? I'm gonna do this. You want to run away from me?
come
What
on,
is your
man. I thought
prominent
you
love?
forgot.
I can't forget.
I'll tell you what.
I will not
To be
forget.
sincere, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
this is common to most men. I think mine is touch.
Touch. Okay.
Absolutely.
You love touch.
Yeah, but not necessarily.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should see it. You come to my house. You see how my kids are.
Yeah.
Always hugging and
Hugging
stuff like that.
yeah.
They've lent it from me.
Exactly.
They pick it from me. That's how it is. Touch, hold your hand, and stuff like hold your lover's hand, give hugs.
Have you lent
Small things.
your wife's?
Absolutely, but I'm not going to say.
No, say it. I wanna.
I'm not going to say.
Why
No,
not?
no. I didn't get permission from her.
Okay.
Okay, but also affirmation works for me. Acts of service also
Yeah.
do work for me. For me, acts of service also really matter. You know, we live a very busy life. I'm
Yeah.
extremely busy.
Yeah.
And sometimes just helping me pick the bag,
Yeah.
that just touches me different because I'm an independent kind of a person.
Yeah.
I can lift all my gear. I can lift everything. I can do everything on my own.
Yeah.
I don't complain about working, but when someone steps in and gives a hand,
Hug and tells you,
just lifts a bag for
you're
you.
a good husband.
Yeah,
you work
just
hard,
leaves a bag
just
for
bag
you.
or a
You feel like you're
microphone.
going to buy them chocolate or something.
Fantastic.
So, guys, Stephen, thank you so much. Viewers, it's been wonderful. This has been a sweet and to the point kind of a program, and I hope you like the new touch to the program where we're going to different locations so that you can enjoy what men do enjoy. Very soon you will see us in the national park. Maybe you'll see us at the golf course.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll see us in church doing a show from church. I don't know.
Exactly.
But you will see us where men like to go.
Yeah.
So this has been
Men's
Men's Talk Show for men and the women that love us.
So see you in exactly 7 minutes.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Good night.
The Men's Talk Show for men and the women that love them.